We have been living in our playhouse turned tiny house for 4 months now. And although we absolutely love our house and tiny living, there are some things we want to change and update in the future. After finishing the interior conversion, we have added and updated so much already. Let's take a tour of what it looks like now. This area is usually pretty clear, but we are converting our van and this is where we store our wood. The garden exceeded my expectations this year, and I couldn't be happier with the turnout. We managed to plant and grow green beans, peas, kale, basil, parsley, thyme, cucumbers, and even pumpkins. But now that the weather is getting crisp, some of the plants are starting to wither away, leaving us with few veggies left to enjoy. Moving to the front of the house, we have a rose bush and a tiny porch that we chose to leave open. We received a lot of suggestions to close it off and add more interior space, but I couldn't give up the nostalgia of my childhood porch and swing. We added a vintage wooden trunk on the side to store all of our shoes, and we decorated for fall a few weeks ago. The playhouse did not come with locks, so we added them to the front and back door for extra security. This is what you see when you first walk in. We have an extra litter box out because the cats unfortunately don't like the catio litter box, so we have to store it in here usually at night. We get a lot of questions about whether we actually live here or if it's just our getaway place. And to answer those questions, yes, we do actually live here full time. The house is the perfect size for the two of us and the cats. Especially after living in a van for 2 years, we have adjusted to the tiny space well. The house is 96 square feet, and we have 5 dedicated interior areas: a seating area, an office/dining area, a closet, a kitchen, and a bedroom. We have lots of storage space for dry foods, dishes, and cookware. Our water system is on a foot pump, and we have 2 6-gallon jugs, one for fresh water and one for gray water. We refill our fresh water at refill stations just like we did while living in the van. And we have 2 more in storage so that we are not consistently going back and forth to refill our water. This is Sasha's little cat nook. The first litter box is at the bottom here, and we have a Coleman propane stove and oven at the top. The oven is designed to be set up on top of the stove, so I usually pack it away once I finish with it, but I like to use it for baking mostly. I'm really proud of how we updated the loft area. It looks so much more whimsical, and I really feel like I'm climbing up to sleep in a treehouse every night. We set up an iPad on the wall to act as our TV, and surrounded it with a gallery wall. This is the catio we built that they love to go out on, but they don't use the litter box at the bottom. I'm not sure why, but they just don't like it. We might close off the opening in the future to extend the space they lay on, since they have no desire to jump down. A lot of what makes this place so special is how we customized it to fit all of our things the way we like, and showcases them so that we feel more inspiration to pick up a book or a paintbrush and start creating. Santi's clothes are stored at the top here, and my clothes are all stored in the side closet. This is just a junk closet. It has all of our cables, wires, and camera equipment. Below the closet is our fridge and toiletries drawer. There isn't much going on at the back of the house right now, so we usually use it as a backup entrance whenever I am cooking or whenever we don't feel like ducking to get through the front door. This back door is 6.5 feet tall. And that's the whole house. It may not seem like much, but it's everything to us. But before we get into the pros and cons, I wanted to remind you that our pet Ghostland books are on sale on our website until November 1st. So, if you are interested, get yours at the link in our description box before spooky season ends. Thank you all so much as always for your continued support. If there's one thing that's really important in any house, it's lighting. And while the night ambiance is absolutely stunning, our setup is not for everyone. Most of our lights are rechargeable through our portable power stations that we have located under the desk and in the closet, so we don't actually have running electricity. We just charge up our batteries through an extension cord that runs from the family house garage back to our house. A perk about having rechargeable lights is they come in various different colors, so we can set the mood to whatever we want, and it takes up less energy. However, during the day, it can get pretty dark inside the house. Not super dark, but darker than we'd like. We love natural lighting during the day and don't like to turn lights on, so it would have benefited us to add a skylight, which is what we are doing in our van. Another thing we'd like to change is making some of the curtains longer. This is nitpicky and probably wouldn't bother a lot of people, but it bothers me how some of the curtains are the perfect length and some aren't. I don't like the feeling of being watched, and that's how I feel with this curtain specifically. If I don't cover the bottom with a pillow, it's very easy to look in at night and see everything. The stove is something that I battle with in terms of the look. I'm not a fan of the open concept, being able to see the compartments. And if you remember, we actually had a door here when we finished the build, but we couldn't access the compartments inside, so we decided to take the door off. Maybe we'll come up with a new way for us to have a door here and still be able to easily access our propane and such. I think the biggest issue with the house is something we didn't have control over. The house is on a slant, and it's so annoying to deal with when we're cooking and trying to sleep. Since the house is over 20 years old, we think over time the groundhogs dug so much of the earth underneath that it caused the house to slant. It could be due to weather too. Whenever we get the money to fix this, it will be the first thing on our list next spring or summer for the tiny house. The last con, which isn't much of a con anymore, are areas for the cats. When we first built the house, we didn't think of an area other than the catio for them to hang out and sleep. So, we have since added a pull-up bed and an under-the-counter nook. Even though they still prefer to cuddle with us on the loft bed. The apothecary kitchen is probably my favorite area in the house. It came together exactly how I wanted it. I love the open concept, being able to see all my spices and herbs. It motivates me to cook and inspires me to create. In case you missed it, there's a whole video dedicated to me updating and decorating it. I also love the loft transformation. I painted the night sky on the wall in the back, and we added a gallery wall where our iPad hangs. It originally just had the iPad on the wall, and it looked out of place, but the gallery really pulled it all together. We are both very pleased with how we designed and built the overall layout of the house. It functions in unison with our everyday tasks, and it's easy to move around and clean as well. Although we may one day purchase a bigger house, we are going to take these practices with us wherever we go, because tiny living has truly humbled us to be appreciative of what we have, not give in to overconsumption, and understanding that even something so small can make a huge impact on your life. That's the great thing about tiny living. It teaches you how to appreciate the things you have even more, because they are mostly the things you need. It adds more meaning to our purchases and motivates us to buy more intentionally, and not just to fill a space. Would you ever go tiny? Or are you thinking of or in the process of moving into a tiny home? Let's chat in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and we hope this video gave you some insight into how we live tiny. Stay tuned next week for our Halloween special. We're so excited to share the magic with you all.
Sasha. 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 She's not happy. Why do you not like him so much?